52 horsepower, 191 kilos dry weight, 2006. This is the XL650 Honda Transalp. Now these bikes are famously reliable. They are very comfortable, but this one doesn't work. Yes, I bought myself a project bike, and this project bike has a lot of issues. Now from first glance you might go, it doesn't look too bad, but when you take a closer look, it's not great. But before we get into that part, let's see what I did manage to get done. All right, let's take a closer look at the bike. Firstly, let's start at the front with the missing indicator light. You can see here, there's one on that side, right there, and one missing right here. As you can see, it's had a nasty fall on this side. The bars are all dented and scratched, and it's actually like quite a big chunk missing out of these. So these bars first to go. You've got these like rally-esque headlights that are kind of loosely hanging on there, but they do flicker. There is power. The cables have just been damaged. The mudguard's actually in really good condition. There's no scratches at all, as is most of the fairing. Got a little bit of scratch here, but all of this fairing and plastic can easily come off, get sanded, get sprayed, and get put back on. The headlight does in fact work. It is a measly little bulb. As you can see with it on, it's just about lighting the reflector up, let alone the road, hence why this guy has extra lights here. Maybe I can turn them on. There you go, you can see them flicker on. And you got one down there and down there. We have a broken, shattered handguard. We've got grips with no bar ends, no vibration dampeners, no nothing. It's kind of an absolute mess inside here as well. The amount of cable management that needs to be done here, because some of these cables, I don't know where they feed to, and I think they're old heated grips. Temperature gauge doesn't currently work. The speedo, I don't know if it works. The rev gauge definitely does work. Whether it's matched correctly, God knows. The little screen in the center, I'm not sure what that houses, but that doesn't work either. The fuel gauge does work. How accurate it is another matter. Not sure about this. This is a bit wobbly for the actual fuel cap, but it's scuffed. But again, all of these things are really easy to fix. Rusty bar and just, you know, worn and damaged. And does anyone want these giant ass mirrors? They are humongous. Moving on to Honda's excellent design for a gear lever for perspective of what it actually looks like. There's my foot trying to change gear. Doesn't really work anymore, does it? It's properly been bashed on this side, but the engine itself seems to be in very good nick. The side stand is a little bit shaky on both ends, and it's covered in rust, as is this center stand that it's currently balancing on. So I think the center stand is just going to go, because it has a big swing arm on the back that I can just easily prop it up with a paddock stand. So I don't like the extra weight of a center stand. I don't think it's needed, and especially when you find out what I'm going to turn this bike into later down the line. The chain looks worse for wear. Whoever had this bike, I don't really think looked after it in the last run, but he did have some fun on it. You've got at the back there, where you can see, you've got some corrosion underneath on the exhaust. As you can see here, broken lights, broken box here, and I kept thinking, how on earth has he smashed the front end and this without thinking two and two put together, that someone's just come up his ass, rammed him, and he's gone that way. So that's what I imagine's happened, and they've hit him with some power, because you can see the rear swing arm is kind of on the piss, so the rear wheel needs a realigning. But overall, that's like the heart of all the damage, I would say. It does run, which is a massive win. It has got a lot of scuffs on it, but mostly on stuff I'm going to be taking off anyway. The seat is absolutely mint. And if I throw a leg over, the riding position is actually really cool. I'll tell you what though, anyone that's got one of these bikes, the turning circle on this is phenomenal. Like the angle you can actually bend this all the way to is insane. Look at that. That's nuts. Now it's hard to actually see around the other side without turning the bike around, and that is a big ordeal. But you can see it's got nice, actually quite nice standard exhausts on this. They don't sound good. I commented on my Instagram post, but it sounds like an old man with emphysema when it's turned on. Dual indicators too. Let's get these clunky things off. But overall, the bike isn't in horrific condition. It's in bad condition. But I have a list. 1, runs lumpy, but does run, so there's a positive. Handguards are broken, they're coming off. Box bracket broken, that's coming off. Pannier boxes bashed a little bit, they're coming off. Engine frame compromised, that's coming off. So far, nothing's damaged because it's all coming off. Rear light has been broken / shattered. We'll need a new rear light, that's not a problem at all. Side stand is rusted, get a new side stand, not a problem at all. Centre stand rusted, maybe remove. I think removing a centre stand is actually quite smart if you've got a paddock stand. If you're going touring and stuff, I understand having a centre stand on a bigger bike is actually really helpful, but it's not necessary. There's so many other ways you can do it. If you're just lubing your chain and cleaning stuff, or if you get a flat tyre, you can do that without a centre stand. It is miles easier with one, I get it, but you don't need it. Tank fairings scuffed. Now, they are scuffed, not on this side at all, but only on this side. So I was thinking, take it off, sand it. You could repaint it black, but we could repaint it something really cool as well. We can get a real custom vibe here. Headlight extras, they're coming off. Horn doesn't work, did check that. Horn doesn't work, but all the lights at the front do work. All the rear lights work indicator-wise, except obviously the rear light because it doesn't have one. The gear lever is bent over further than I was buying this motorcycle. It's missing a front headlight. Handlebars I would replace because who wants that? New grips, obviously, because those are disgusting.
It's disgusting.
The oil gauge isn't working, and the fuel cap is a bit dodge. I might get a custom fuel cap for that. Maybe a hydro-dipped one. But all in all, I don't think it's an insane amount of work. It's just a lot of time and a lot of patience and finding some good deals online to replace this bike. But what do I want to do with it? Well, there are a few options. One is restoring the motorcycle. I could restore it back to what it was before the accident, get it back on the road and just enjoy it as a Transalp. Boring. Or we could strip it, put a new exhaust in it, make it spit flames and take it down some trails and have like a really cool jacked up scrambler. Because that's what these bikes are for. They're for touring. They're for scrambling a little bit. You know, they're a little bit green laney. I've seen a lot of these down green lanes actually. But most people use these just for commuting. They are very, very good motorcycles. They are very reliable. And if it was anything but a Honda badge on the front, I don't know if that motor would have restarted. But this is the intro video because I would love to make more videos on the details of removing, stripping, and customizing this bike in the fullest to make it basically an absolute weapon. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Stay tuned for more Transalp action. This is the new project. Welcome to Project Transalp.